Cool. We are live. Hi, I'm Evie Ohms Girl, and I'm hanging out with my friend Jordana, who it's so nice to see you. Because how long has it been? A month? 2 months? I don't even know.
I left in like end of April, like April 21st. So
Time is so weird
2 months.
lately.
It's been 2 months. It's crazy.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Yeah.
So we met here in Dominican, and you're one of the first people that I was like really excited about because we traded and we
Yeah.
started talking about just astrology and just like spiritual and just stuff that I feel like is my natural language. And I was like, oh, like I just felt at home with you, just to be able to speak like that and not feel like, someone from out of this planet, even if we are or not, whatever. Yeah. So I really was excited to do this with you for a little while because we kept wanting to, and it just didn't work out with you leaving and then me busy, and we're both busy. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you about Mother's Mary, which is so beautiful, and it really seems like it's growing and it keeps kind of taking its own thing. So tell us about Mother's Mary and how long it's been and just, how it kind of came to be. I mean, I know the story, but I feel like obviously it'll be a better story.
I'm a mom to 2 kids. I have a 6-year-old and a soon-to-be 5-year-old. And I was using cannabis specifically before becoming a mom, and it really helped me come off of pharmaceuticals and to get my mental health in check. And when I became pregnant, it was, do you use cannabis during pregnancy? Do you not? Like, there's so much stigma, so much unknown. But it ended up being my saving grace, and it really helped make my 2 very uncomfortable and challenging pregnancies better. So yeah, it was miraculous. Like, I really recommend for anyone who has pregnancy issues like HG or SPD. So
well, it helps the nervous system too, right? I mean,
yeah,
like,
definitely. Well, everyone has an endocannabinoid system, so it is, to my personal belief, which might not be shared with the general public, but in one way or another, people should be ingesting cannabinoids, whether that's through hemp, like hemp oil, hemp seeds, hemp enriched foods, or like CBD or even cannabis. It really depends on you and what you can handle and what's good for you. But Mother's Mary was co-founded in the brinks of my severe postpartum depression. And it was
which is huge in North America. It's crazy.
It's all over the world.
It is.
It's vastly undiagnosed and vastly untreated. And I can't even imagine what it would be like for a woman of color. Like, I'm very privileged, to have certain access to things like that seem easier in one way or another, but in general, all women really suffer in the maternal mental health department with maternal care. It's very patriarchal system, and it's really run that way. Even with birthing, the women should birth in the back, so she can squat, or in the back. Like, it's anyways, but Mother's Mary was co-founded by myself and Annie Bertrand, and we started off with a Facebook group. And we're no longer on Facebook. Don't go looking for us there. We're not on Facebook. Started off as a Facebook group. We had over 5,000 moms worldwide. We went viral with several interviews, one with NBC Nightly News, one with Agence France, which was all over Europe. And it really took the world by storm because we were 2 moms who were suffering deeply with postpartum depression and using cannabis and healing. And the media wanted to hear about it. So it really helped, raise awareness over Mother's Mary. And we became transformation coaches, and then we became energy healers, quantum energy healers. And with all of that, my mediumship skills and psychic skills have really flourished with my heritage and things like that. So it's been really amazing. So now we have our own community and membership where we offer different things that really are based off of plant medicine, mental health, motherhood, and spirituality.
Yeah, amazing. I just got shivers just even hearing that. I love it. Someone was actually asking in my group about your prices and stuff. So any of that, I put your link for Instagram. Is that the best place with your kind of link for you to take a look at things? Or
mothersmary.com would be the best place. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Our website is filled with all the info.
Yeah. So it's been 5 years since Mother Mary, 4 years.
4 years officially, since we're like a registered business, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, 4 official years.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of shifts, like you said, because you and Annie have both done more of the quantum healing and more of that training. And then you've sort of developed some of your psychic and mediumship skills. How did things look from the beginning? And then, like, can you talk a little bit about just your education or just how things have kind of shifted as you kind of empowered yourself in the journey, right? Like,
Yeah, it's so great. Thanks, Abby.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were very cannabis driven, very cannabis focused, very, moms don't need to be feeling guilt and shame for consuming cannabis. And that was really our main message in the very beginning, and helping moms with mental health. And by helping moms with mental health, we created a special program. So if a mom is in postpartum depression, she's having homicidal or suicidal ideations, which happened to me, she can skip going through the whole systemic program and just go through us, get immediate access to a clinical psychologist for very well-priced session, not $250, very cost-effective with us. And if they're suicidal and really not okay, then Mother's Mary handles 3 emergency sessions for that mom. So there's no barriers, no wait lines, no things like that. And the psychologist is biased, right? She's a member of our own community, so she consumes plant medicine herself and also doesn't judge if there are pharmaceutical needs or combinations with that, because plants can work in conjunction to other medications. It's just about knowledge and trial and error, just like we do with pharma. So in the beginning, it was very focused on cannabis. And when I was going through my spiritual awakening in 2019, I realized it was because of cannabis and mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, the psychedelic mushrooms that people often...
Which is really starting to kind of resurface in a lot of ways, I think.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's becoming more talked about now, but it's always been around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So CBD, cannabis and mushrooms, meditation, journaling, exercising, like my whole lifestyle had to change. When I was surviving the severe postpartum depression, it was either make these lifestyle changes or die. It was that dramatic. So I made crazy lifestyle changes that have benefited me ever since. And spirituality really became the biggest shift that happened. And that's how Mother's Mary evolved, because Annie and I we're not only business partners, but we're best friends. So we go through a lot of the same things together. And we were both meditating. We were both using mushrooms. We were doing everything with very deep intention. And it was like opening Pandora's box in the best possible way. And it really just shifted our beliefs, our energy, the world around us. Woo! So now we really help moms more with stepping out of the status quo, and moms who feel like the black sheep in their family, like, you're not alone, you're not crazy, and you don't feel differently because something's wrong with you. You're not looking to question things more and looking for more natural or holistic remedies for no reason. There's moms are often fighting for not vaccinating their children, or for homeschooling, or for eating foods that are, red 40-free, like red dye 40-free, or, all these little things that really make up being a mom and caring for your kids. And it can be really isolating when you have all this awareness of the world around you, and your husband thinks you're batshit crazy, or your parents are like, oh, you're taking this too far. They calm down, vaccines are good, they're for everyone, like all of these theories and things that older generations have just been so deeply conditioned with. So we really help moms who want to decondition themselves, who want to heal, who want to peel back all those layers and really learn who they are and be confident.
Yeah.
Who they truly are.
Which is really all-encompassing empowerment, and just allowing people to come back to their wholeness. And, especially as a mom, right? Like haven't been a mom, but I do have dogs, and, my brother is vaccine injured and I was the second mom. So learning really in all of that, as you're taking care of everybody else, like coming back to taking care of yourself. 'Cause I mean, that's part of the whirlwind, I think, right? Like stepping into a mom, it's like, okay, how do I recenter and remineralize and like do everything? And did it also, like, becoming a mom at all, like open up any spiritual, I mean, it did because you were healing, but did it like open up any psychic or like energetic pathways also that you were like, okay, I have to kind of embody this or just like own this part of myself? Or
Yeah, that's a really good question. My mom is clairvoyant, has been my whole life, and so are my aunts and grandmothers. So it's really always been within. But motherhood definitely helped crack kid open. Like I wasn't fully tuned in and trusting my intuition and having, conversations or messages, getting visions and messages from people who are disincarnated or people's higher selves that come through to me. So it was actually a particular course this past year that really helped open the floodgates to all of that. But one thing that did happen was when I was 21 and being hospitalized for suicide attempt, I had a dream of my son. I had gone into like this big depression and really didn't want to have kids and was very just like not in a good place at all, and vowed I would never have children. Wow. Dream, and that's the little boy who I'm raising right now. So
who I think is going to be a musician one day.
Yeah. You never know. He's multi-talented, that kid.
Because they talk about mother's instincts, right? So that's why I was curious, like, if that's sort of the instincts that sort of like reignited in you. So the quantum healing, that was what you were referring to with the training. And so Annie's been doing that as well. And you're like on the first year, and we did one session, which I think 1 or 2 sessions, but it was really beautiful. So talk a little bit about that and how that also has been kind of supporting mothers married to empower more women with the coaching and all of that as well.
Yeah. So on top of becoming a transformation coach, which was really just to help moms, decondition themselves, we have a great group coaching program that we're actually launching in the fall again, doing it differently this time around. We're going to do it live. So as opposed to a self-led group coaching course, which was so fun, but this is a little bit more my vibe.
More interactive, I think.
Yeah. Cool. So apart from being a transformation coach, like the spiritual awakening and all the things that were happening in my life, Annie had already started Decodes Level 1, which is a course taught by our mentor, Caitlin, who is from Healers Rising. And it's very, there's a lot of the things that she teaches that you can find, everywhere else, but it's the way that she compacts the course together. And there's a big, beautiful butterfly that just came right up to the
cool. Transformation.
Yeah.
There's always signs, right? From God, universe,
exactly. Universe. Yeah. So we took her class. Annie was the first one to take her class. Honestly, at first I thought like Caitlin was a little nuts. I was like, I don't know about this. Like, I don't know about Akashic records and cords and contracts and agreements and like, entities and psychic attacks. And like, it was a whole new world, a whole new vocabulary. I was very intimidated by it. And then Annie started, she had gotten certified for Decodes Level 1, and we started doing the energy healing together, and it really just blew my mind. And I was like, I really want to do this. I really want to be a healer in this way and help moms really not just decondition themselves with that program, but to really, to clear energetically outdated beliefs, because we store so much in our bodies from trauma, like the emotions that are attached to trauma stay in our body. And I have been able to cure myself of depression, of chronic anxiety, of PTSD, even chronic pain. I used to have migraines, IBS, stomach ulcers, chronic pain in my arms and my legs. I was diagnosed 3 times with fibromyalgia, never went on any medication, and I was actually really able to heal the majority, if not all of that, before I even did the quantum energy healing work. That was just from like plant medicine and mindset work. So the quantum energy healing really brings in a whole new layer of healing, because you can have these reoccurring patterns that keep coming up in your life, and you can talk about it with a therapist, you can journal about it, but then it just won't go away. And then you have this like awareness overwhelm that you're so aware of all of your habits, and both positive and negative, but it's like, what do you do to finally get over the hurdle where that's no longer triggering, that's no longer weighing you down? And so that's where the energetic work is really helpful because it really lessens the resonance field with those beliefs and those thoughts and feelings. And then taking Akashic records, going into the Akashic records and having stories come up from past lives, like, it's ridiculous. Like, you'll have a belief about not being worthy to earn money or to be successful in this lifetime, but your parents were successful, you went to a great school, you have the business degree, but yet you still aren't earning the money. Like, where is it, And it turn out that, well, in a past life, you made an agreement that you won't be successful in a future lifetime or whatever the case may be. So we're able to go in, clear up the records, and then things magically change and they transform in your life. And it's,
even the session that I did with you, like it was the first time that something came up because, physically I've been dealing with stuff with fertility. And it was the first time something came up, about possibly past life stuff. We are energy. And of course, I believe in past life stuff. And it was really fascinating. And recently I've been working with someone who does Akashic records as well and taps into it and started to do some womb clearing because she's specific about that. I'd been wanting to for a long time. Finally, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And it was crazy. Like I stepped out of my body. I actually messaged Annie and Renee because they were like here at the time. And I was like, wasn't sure how to get back into my body. But it was really interesting because, even doing body work and massage and energy work, and as a nutritionist, we kind of work with the holistic, but I was still shocked at how the energy and the emotional can really manifest in the physical and how I just didn't even realize, okay, obviously if I got out of my body, something really was still there. And just, even hearing from her as well, like she had a lot of PCOS and just crazy stuff and stuff that was going on in her throat, and she had her tonsils removed, just a lot of physical stuff that nothing could find a cure or healing or whatever. And finally working on the energetic and emotional level. And I'm sure there's a lot of stories, with people that you've worked with that finally find, some healing. And sometimes it can be quite quick as well, like doing some of the work, as opposed to some of the physical, like changing your diet. All those things can be so supportive, but sometimes there's some underlining stuff, and it could be past life or it could be whatever stuff that we're holding that we just don't even realize. So it's fascinating, all of that. And again, people can kind of check out your mothermary.com. And so you have 2 events coming up. My dogs are like, hey, hurry up. 2 events coming up. So one is Circle on the 29th.
Yeah. So we're offering a free circle on Instagram. So it's just an Instagram live basically on June 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be teaching, whoever joins live, we're going to be teaching the tools that we use that really add a little extra magic into our life, and how and why and how we benefit from the magical energy that we get from things that we do and why we do them. And then on July 12th to the 14th, we're offering a free challenge again on Instagram. It's a 3-day challenge, all free on Instagram, and it is for you to learn, or whoever shows up to learn how to show up for yourself. So if you've been really struggling with motivation and you're not putting yourself first, especially as a mom, and putting the kids first, the husband or the partner and the business and the house and the pets, and then like you're the one who's left at the bottom of the pyramid for like self-care and prioritizing and all of those things, we're really going to teach you how to show up for yourself, how to be consistent, how to have the mindset to do things for yourself. And it's going to be great. Very excited.
I love that. Yeah. I remember you saying too that just because you're a wife or just because you're a mom doesn't mean that you know how to show up, right? As a wife, as a mom. So it sounds like a beautiful, just opportunity for people. And again, they can check that out on your website or your Instagram page.
Right.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jordana. It's so nice to see you. And I hope you come back really quick and we can trade, hang out, and go for a walk at the beach or whatever.
Yes. And I'm back.
Say hello to Quebec for me too, because I love Quebec. So
love that.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
You too, hon. Bye.